round 14 as the ball goes in the air. Moody beaten on that occasion by Reschke. First tap to the Werribee Central side. They're in trouble with Belmont attacking the ball ferociously in the middle of the ground. Finally it fed out wide and picked up by Lewins. Goes wide for Belmont Lions. There's the ball kicked long towards half forward, but the wind got hold of that. It's over the boundary line and free kick for Stuka. That's looks like Brendan Chug to me has taken the mark. I was told he wasn't playing, but he certainly took the mark there and has kicked the ball forward. So a ball half forward flank for the Werribee Central side. Out of bounds, half forward flank. 1 minute gone, no score.
So ball comes back into play, goes back, Moody picks up, spins the ball out by hand, goes towards centre wing now, picked up and carried forward, to kick towards centre half forward, goes over the top, and Nair running onto the ball, unable to pick it up, carries the ball to the boundary line, and that
poor excuse, he's gone up to the snow. I should be brilliant, but never mind, but he loves his footy.
Ball thrown back into play, picked up on centre wing, gone now back to Moody, goes over the top to his opponent and Reschke, quick kick off the one step, goes forward, coming out, Marnie can't pick the ball up, picked up now, coming the other way, Simmons can't take the ball still at ground level, hard to pick up, Pickett tries it, Williams does so, goes long handball out to Nair, picks the ball up, Raj gets the handball across, running player coming through the half forward line, shoots on goal, goes towards the goal square, bounces through, and that is a goal, and it is to McCormack. Luke McCormack.
So in the middle, up in the air again, Moody tapped down to Pickett. Lovely work there in the middle from Belmont Lions. Goes towards half forward, but in the way there is Simmons for Belmont, for Werribee Centrals. Kicks out wide, finds a teammate out there in Gogan. Gogan towards half forward, big pack of players there. Mark taking the middle of the pack there for Werribee, and it's Watt. Watt now goes to the lead at half forward, and that's well, the mark, whether it's inside or outside, the boundary umpire is 100 miles behind, but it is a mark paid to, it's 28, that's Quarrel, is it?
I think it's Pappen, I think it's 20.
20, so a bit hard to see you're right, number 20 has a shot on goal for Werribee Centrals. There's the answering score, unfortunately it's only a behind, so Pappas.
Belmont Lions. Does so, goes to the far side of the ground, or the clubroom side of the ground, over the top, a good strong mark, quick handball out, comes to Pickett, Pickett now pressured there, ball is taken out of his hand, but I think it's Gallagher gets a quick kick forward, but only as far as Festuca, and he takes the mark off half back. Jason Festuca looking to drive the Werribee side back into attack, does so, goes short through the middle, Marnie it is, takes the mark, goes back to Williams by hand, runs into trouble, backs out the back door, now kicks around the corner, not a good looking kick, Chug, stands underneath the ball tapped forward by Gallagher, only as far as Kennedy, now with Alagona does well, gets a handball up, finds the player there in Kennedy, he drops the ball I would have thought, because he did make an attempt to get rid of it, but it's been decided by the umpire that he's going to throw it up just side of centre wing. So the ball now thrown back up in the air. In front, Moody gets a tap down, goes to Williams. Running away from goal, gets his left foot on there now, goes around the corner. Ned leaves up, doesn't take the mark. Simmons gets the handball back. Comes back into the centre wing, picked up there by Marnie on the left foot. A wobbly looking kick going forward, but finds the player there in Canavan. I think it is coming out. It's taken away from by Joe Pace. Pace goes back towards the half forward line, but chipping in and taking the mark for the Belmont Lions is the player in McCartney. So McCartney handballs quickly, goes towards now centre forward, picked up there by Owen Anderson. Anderson gets a handball top to Carson. Carson handballs cross now. Another shot on goal from the Belmont Lions from 50 metres out, goes off the side.
Duca to do the kicking in for Werribee Centrals. Doesn't seem to be getting through the ball. It's not a bad kick, but had wind behind him. But it's all Belmont Lions at half back. But picked up there in the pack. Lovely handball out. Belmont head goalwards once again. Back into the corridor. It's easy to see where they're trying to get to the football as it comes to ground. Bogan, he fell into his arms. A handball out to Pickett on his favoured left foot. He's only 25 metres out. Hooks it around the body. And Scotty Pickett.
We're back in the centre now with umpire to start play. Ball thrown up. Rescue, I think, gets it knocked down, but only as far as Williams. Now Mollivis takes it out of his hands, gets a kick forward. Marnie coming the other way. Gets a foot to ball, goes over the top of Kennedy it is, but Carson doesn't take the mark. Back with Kennedy. Kennedy's kick is smothered, goes towards the half forward line. Marnie again leading in the run for the ball, but unable. The ball eludes him, goes now to Chug, takes a takes a bounce, runs towards the centre of the ground, tries to change play and finds Matt Watt just short of centre half forward. So Watt now looking to go forward. Long kick towards the goal square. Going back is Pappas, but unfortunately the kick's offline and it goes to Marnie. So Marnie, with a number of touches early in the first quarter, has the ball deep in the back line. Goes to the far side of the ground, outside half forward, but only as far as Elegona. He can't take the mark. Running onto the ball there and trying to kick the ball for the Belmont Lions is the player in, I'm not too sure, I think it was... Not too sure that play was at in the fast. Back into play. Moody at front spot does well. Knocks the ball forward. Gains 20 metres. Williams can't pick it up. Running onto the ball. Now players converge on it. Picked up there by Anderson. He's tackled it and will be going nowhere. The umpire says, I'll throw it up again. So umpire now restarts the play. Throws the ball up. Moody again with hands to the ball. Players will chase the ball. Chug picks it up one-handed. Shrugs off the opponent. Kicks towards centre half forward. And that mark there is a gain taken by Watt at centre half forward. So he goes around, spins. Oh, a good quick mark and lead. And the mark has been taken just 10 metres in from the 50-metre zone. And the player is Simon Colbert. So a quality player. I'd say definitely within range with that wind. Would just have to kick it to the right-hand post and let it do the work, I think.
Over time, Laurie's been concerned with his kicking,
yeah,
hasn't he?
I'm a betting man, but I wouldn't have much on it.
So Colbert comes in. You're right, Laurie. It's not a good-looking kick. Doesn't even make the distance. The mark's taken in the goal square again by Marnie. Marnie quickly transfers play, comes out wide and finds McCormick. McCormick by hand goes over the top. Players running. I think it's McCartney. Kicks the ball towards half forward. Nice-looking kick and follows down the ground, but is ignored with the handball. Nair takes the ball, has it on half forward line. Goes inside 50. Long kick. Canavan will be the target behind Warren, but the ball hits the ground for Stuka. Leads in the race for the ball. Now it's with Anderson. Anderson does well. Takes the ball up cleanly. Gets a handball backwards. Finds Gallagher. Gallagher, may have taken one step too many. Shoots on goal. Goes across the face and out of bounds on the full. Resulting free kick to go to the Werribee side.
So Werribee through Ward, I think it is. Kicks it across the face of goal. Finds Chug on the half-back flank in front of the social club here. Long kick, in fact, that was Corrigan. Goes towards half forward, in front Belmont Lions. That's where you've got to be, but does well. Watt has won the ball in the contest, gets it back again. Oh, now he's run into trouble, gets a handball, positive handball. It's gone to a teammate in Evans. Evans now to the full forward position, but Belmont strong in defence. They've worked it out with a nice handball's come across to McCartney. Now another handball, and the way they go with this fellow out in the wing is really, McCormick has done very well early. Draws a player, handball long to Williams, middle of the ground. He gets a handball over the top to McCartney, perhaps one too many, although they've got it back through Williams, runs through the middle of the ground. There's the lead coming to half forward. It's a good kick to position, but a little bit too strong over the head there of Carson, but he makes a contest, and that's good football for Carson and Belmont Lions. Picked up by Festuca for Werribee, however. Goes back to the defensive goal square. And mark taken back there by Corrigan. Corrigan there, chips over the top looking for Simmons. Finds him still inside defensive 50, Werribee Centrals. Now they've got it out as the mark taken in the centre square by Chug.
So Chug now at centre half back looks to change play to the closer side, our side of the ground, and that's the big mark there by Canavan taking out in front. Turns, kicks quickly round the corner, goes towards Carsons. Carsons has the handball, goes over the top to Gallagher. Now feeds the handball through to Bogan. Bogan, ground level, taps the ball back to Carsons. Carsons off a step. Oh, good smother there by Brendan Ward. Zone. Belmont Lions are in attack. Moody over the top to Pickett. Pickett on the left foot, goes up high. Warren runs towards the ball. Williams coming the other way. Oh, eyes for the ball, and Harvey Williams takes a good mark. 30 metres out from goal. 45-degree angle.
Danny Warren running with the flight of the foot. He saw who was coming, got out of the way very smartly.
Most blokes would, I think. So Harvey Williams, a chance to put the third goal through for the Belmont Lions. And we'll take them out to an 18-point lead. Williams comes in. Nice kick on goal. I don't think the umpires moved too much there, and that is straight through them.
Luke Marnie's had 4 kicks and a handball already.
So in the middle, the knockout was won by Cook for the Werribee Central side, back towards centre half forward for the Lions. Bit of a fumble there, and there's a free kick advantage. I don't see too much advantage, but the ball picked up there by McCormick. Had a pot shot from inside 50. He's a will-o'-the-wisp young hand up again today, very early in proceedings.
Festuca from fullback, kicks out, goes long, outside 50, coming across his pace, doesn't take the mark. He has the ball in his hands, kicks round the corner. I'm not too sure who he was going to, but Jeffrey leads in the race for the ball, but it's got centre wing ball now thrown up. Canavan it is, does the ruck work. He gets the ball to ground level, picked up by Moody. Moody goes back to Canavan, now to Pickett, running through the centre of the ground, undersized where he's going to go, so the kick smothered off the boot. Coming through now was McCartney, doesn't pick the ball up with Molivus. He does the same thing. Canavan bends down, picks it up, goes wide to Celieris. Celieris on the half forward, goes short, over the top pace. Good spoil on Anderson, but he's good at ground level. Anderson picks it up, spins it back to the hot spot. They're going back there regularly. Goes now to Pickett, who's come down the ground, got front and square. Back to Bogan. Bogan looking for support. Goes back to Molivus. Now to Moody. Moody to Canavan. Goes through the pack, bursts through the pack, shoots on goal, but only finds the clubroom side and into the clubrooms. I think he was going. Drives the ball back outside 50, so the wind takes control of that. But coming the other way and taking the mark is Andy Lewins from the Belmont Lions. Lewins now looking to change direction. I'd imagine he'll come back to the corridor. Carsons is leading that way, but he goes short over the top. There's the target. Finds that player, he just can't take the mark. Back on the ground level, Celieris dives in the ball, knocks it back. Oh, good quick hands from there. Goes to Williams, back to Moody. Moody has players running in. Jeffrey short on the left foot. Player coming across is for Stuka at ground level, picked up there, and it's gone to Anderson again. Now it's players working hard, kicked off the ground. Simmons able to pick the ball up, goes short outside 50. Oh, pressure, good contest there for McCartney over the top. Comes to Simmons again, meeting the ball, back with Alagona. He's tackled by Pickett. He'll need to get rid of it. He can't. It's a great contest and tackle there from two Belmont players in Pickett and Sexton, I think it was, and the resulting free kick is going to go to Scotty Pickett. So not a big goal kicker, but has a great chance here to kick another goal from 40 metres out, directly in front.
It's also his fifth kick for the quarter, and I think that's his position in the middle of the ground, actually, Scotty Pickett.
So Scotty Pickett comes in, 40 metres out. It's a nice looking kick off the boot, goes across the front with the wind and through for a behind.
And Jason's getting the ball out a long way, but it's going to a contest and they're too tall.
So for Stuka, the kick-in's landed almost in the centre square, a long kick out. Simmons leads in the race for the footy for Werribee, gets it, handball quickly under pressure. Ball kicked high in the air, camped underneath it. That's a great mark. Is that in there?
Yep. I think.
A long way up the ground and took the mark backward of centre wing, back in the corridor. Dangerous kick because Werribee were very much in the ascendancy there, but Canavan came to the party, picked it up, goes for Williams at centre half forward. He can't take the mark. Well, does Wells, beaten three of them with a bit of strength, gets a handball out, but Werribee got numbers back, but Williams battles on at ground level. Fantastic effort. Great courage and great effort. Deserved a kick out of that, but the umpire said, no, the ball's not coming out. We'll put it in the air. 40 metres out, directly in front of the goal for Belmont Lions. Nair with the big punch forward. Carson ran onto the footy. Terrific work. Hooks it around the body on the left foot. Fantastic individual effort, Tom Carson. And has kicked the fourth goal for the Belmont Lions.
Cook on now doing the ruck duties, gets the tap, goes forward, gets towards the half forward line. Now Jeffrey running onto the ball, has time to pick it up, but only knocks the ball forward. Lewins in support, gets the ball up, goes by hand. Not too sure who he was looking for, but he's only found a Werribee player there, but it's back in the hand of Anderson, working pretty hard from half forward line. Ball comes out now and is kicked forward by Celieris, goes long, looking over the top for Carsons, who's running back with a flight, but unfortunately sees the ball over the back. Goes it back in. Behind, Moody reaches over the top, but in front, Cook does well, gets to Molivus, comes over the top, only to find the player there in Quarrier, it is on the ground, and he results a free kick there. So Ryan Quarrier kicks the ball forward towards half forward. What's been the target all the time going forward, but coming the other way there and picking up for the Belmont Lions side is Lewins. Tries to get the handball out, goes to Pickett. Now it's stolen out of his hands. Player runs forward there for the home side in Cormier, shoots on goal. The kick off the ground or from the back. Contest is Reschke leading
to get boot the ball.
So in the middle, Moody, he's got to get his judgment right. He's been up and down almost every time at the contest, hasn't got one yet as the ball's cleared out for Werribee Centrals. Handball finally came to Molivus. He goes direct to goal from inside the centre square, landed in the goal square, unfortunately didn't bounce kindly for anybody. Now it's been stolen by the Belmont Lions side. It's taken by McCartney. He's finally gets a handball away and the long kick towards centre wing, but Werribee Centrals, they're in the way once again as the ball comes back into the corridor. Numbers with Belmont Lions back there. Williams at the drop of the football feeds the ball out, and that's obviously their style of play. They get it, and as Pickett just did then, handball out quickly. They've now got it to Sexton. And just good work with the football. The Belmont Lions goes towards Carson, made a contest out of nothing. He wasn't even in it, but won the ball at ground level, hooks it back toward the goal. It's a good-looking kick and touched right on the line and rushed over for a behind to the Belmont Lions. 4-4-28. They lead Werribee 1-1-7. Common the Foon Hotel first quarter scoreboard, 21.5 minutes gone.
Stuka's brought the ball back in, found player in Chug, now out wide, looking for the player there in Gogan, but Gogan's had the ball taken from Salieris. Now it's picked up. Ball's going to be pushed forward, going back towards Canavan. Canavan over the top pace, gets a hand on the ball.
Usually the players that can keep, got a big motor, yes, he keep running.
Ball's picked up there by Justin Johns out of the ruck contest. Goes to Stuka, who's taken 2 bounces. Now gets towards 50, goes long. What's going to be the target? But Lewin leads in the race for the ball. Probably Watts reads the ball a little bit better. Leads his player on the ground, but Lewins does well. Tackles that player, and now the ball's freed up. Goes forward towards the goal square. Oh, in front. Hands could have been in the back, but it's called play on. Good work by Reschke, good contest, but it's back in the hands of Marnie now. Marnie has time, steadies, goes long. I think he's looking for the boundary line, but it's only going to find Alagona. Doesn't take the mark, and ball goes over the boundary line. In between centre wing and half forward line, Werribee Central slightly into attack.
So at the 23-minute mark of the first quarter, ball comes inbound. Pickett ran onto the footy, can't target. Advantage free kick paid to Belmont Lions. Williams runs forward looking for Carson. Oh, he's got his opponent out of position, and well, he raffled it there with Bowen Anderson, his teammate, and Tom Carson 20 metres out, 45-degree angle. Might be a difficult shot with the wind going across him, but I think he's a goal kicker, this fellow. And
well, he's already kicked one, hasn't he?
Yes, he has, and every opportunity here at the 23.5-minute mark of the first quarter to put another on the board. Moves in. He made hard work pushing into the bruise there, and he's kicked it across the face of goal. Another behind to Belmont Lions. 4 goals, 5-29. They lead Werribee Central's 1-1-7. Common the Foon Hotel first quarter scoreboard as we approach 24 minutes.
Stuka once again doing the kicking in for the Werribee side. Go to the Torquay side of the ground. Kicks long now, going outside 50, so there's good carry on the ball. Oh, it's a great pick up there. I think it's Jeffrey that's taken the ball on the half volley, goes back to Canavan. He's looking for someone downfield, has no option, now gets a handball, goes to Nair. Raj puts the ball back into Pickett, running through the corridor. Pickett again from centre half forward, goes long and hard, but through for a behind. So Scotty Pickett, 3 shots and goal in the first quarter. It brings up his 1 goal 2. 4 goals 6 now, the Belmont Lions. They lead Werribee 1 goal 1, and 24, nearly 25 minutes gone first quarter. Common Fiend Hotel scoreboard.
So for Stuka again, his 6th kick in for the quarter. Lovely kick outside 50 as the ball now on the ground gets towards centre wing. Pickett. The Werribee Centrals tap down, well done as the siren sounds. 25 minutes. That is quarter time in our GDFL match of the day, and at quarter time the Belmont Lions 4 goals 6-30. Lead Werribee Central by Gallagher. A long kick, it's inside forward 50. Nair can't hold the footy. Kick back towards the centre of the ground, but a terrible kick and an easy mark there for Jeffrey. Handball quickly to Williams. Williams to Moody. Not too sure where to go. The handball's gone backwards to Marnie. Marnie, a control kick. Numbers there with Belmont Lions, and Gallagher, who stayed forward after he went that way, kicks a nice control kick, and Canavan takes a comfortable mark. Just outmanoeuvred his opponent on that occasion, and this will be a very difficult shot. He's only 30 metres from goal. He's starting his run in from the boundary, and with the wind, well, it might almost be across his right shoulder, but a difficult shot from here. But within a minute, a good start for the Belmont Lions in this quarter. I think he's looking to give it off, but now we'll have to have the shot as he moves in. Very precise with his approach. It's a good-looking approach, but he stabbed at the football and kicked to the right-hand side, missed to that side, and a start to the second quarter. Only a behind. 4 goals, 7-31, the Belmont Lions, 1-1-7, Werribee Central's Exhaust Brothers second quarter scoreboard. We've been going a minute and a half.
Festuca brings the ball back in quickly, finds a teammate there in the back pocket. Now back to Festuca by hand. Festuca changes direction, goes wide looking for Chug. Chug just takes the mark, turns now, plays on. Kennedy there in support. Player now gets the handball, looking for options further down the ground, kicks towards centre half forward, and a good tack on the ball there. Coming across is McCartney, doesn't take the mark, but gets the ball to ground at ground level now. Johns kicks round the corner. Player running wide is Quarrier. Quarrier by himself, but Gorman coming up to put a bit of pressure on. Lead Bellpost Hill 2 goals 5. Thompson 8 goals 2. Corio 1 goal straight. Geelong West 3-2. Inverleigh 3-6. East Geelong 5-5. Winchelsea 2-2. And just the other game of interest for some people is Penley, Essendon Grammar in the Herald Sun Shield have beaten St Joseph's 11-10-76 to 8-8-56.
So the ball now, it's still inside forward, and perhaps discuss the ramifications of those. But a lovely tap down for Werribee Centrals, and the ball in control from the throw-in. It's a pick-up and a high up and under kick. Hasn't gone to 15 metres. It was no doubt that was Simon Calvert up high in the air trying to take the mark. Unfortunately, I don't know whether the umpire would have paid it because of the 15 metres, but it's ball up now, 25 metres out directly in front. Moody, tap toward the boundary. Good body work there for Werribee by Watt. Can't get away with the footy, however. It's just at the head of the goal square. Big pack of players there. Surely the umpire will blow the whistle. He does. And the ball will be put in the air on the 10-metre line.
We've got a bit of a flood on our hands here, boys.
I can see that. There's a lot of players back there. Reschke and Moody both push the ball toward the boundary. Tate, a nice little handball, and end up getting it back. Now, well, it was to be a long kick, but he read that well because Pickett was in short. Handball to the running Williams, and here goes the Lions. Williams now, that's a better kick. Long towards half forward. Man in front that was Sexton. As the ball now is turned over, Chug takes the ball. He kicks it forward, looking for and finds Simmons. Simmons outside forward 50, half forward flank, a long kick inside 50, and that's a good kick. And this time it's Watt with good body work takes the mark for Werribee Central's 20 metres out. And that was a good approach from the Werribee side. Once the ball turned over in the middle of the ground, the Werribee team worked it forward with a bit of teamwork. So now it's Mick Watt, 20 metres out, moves in. Not a boy, I tell you what, he's hooked that right across the body, only a behind, and the wind certainly is playing havoc. The scoreboard, 5 minutes gone.
Tate does bring the ball back into play, goes outside 50. Gallagher leads up from centre wing, takes the mark, has options running past, but now goes short over the top and finds Jeffrey just short of centre wing. Goes back by hand, Guinan running down the ground, takes the ball, heads back towards the corridors. The nice looking kick. Carson could hands the ball but couldn't take it. Johns cleans up, goes round the corner to Alagona on centre wing. Has time to steady, go forward now. There's another kick round the corner, and Colbert leading up the ground takes the ball just attacking side of centre wing. Now outside the centre square, goes now to Rua to true centre half forward. Simmons is a target, but coming across as Marnie takes a great mark, or plucked the mark I should say, from the front of the pack. Luke Marnie.
7 kicks of Luke Marnie.
Centre half back, goes wide, good looking kick, will find McCormick. McCormick by himself decides to play on, runs back to the corridor. Tate presents up the ground, has time to steady now, goes towards centre half forward, hasn't got the depth on the kick in front, but good work from behind by Canavan. Gets the ball down, goes now to the player in Bogan. Bogan on the left foot, looks to go long towards the goal square. It's not a good looking kick off the boot, but it's gone back. Roland Beck looks like a pacer going up and down the one spot. Ball hadn't gone through, and it's been smothered off the boot of Carson through for a rush behind. So 4 goals 8 now, the Belmont Lions. They lead Werribee 1 goal 2. Ball's back on centre wing now. Quick transfer of play. Oh, good play on there. I would have thought he actually did take steps. And McCormick come in from behind, but he's been pinged there because the umpire hadn't called play on. So a 50-metre penalty will bring that player right up inside the 50-metre arc.
Bit stiff, wasn't he? Because he certainly played on.
He definitely took 2 steps. So now, ball's delivered from outside 50, goes to the goal square. What's the target? But again, Marnie up in front, strong mark. Looking for option, has Jeffrey wide if he wants to come to him. Player runs through the mark in Reschke, and Marnie was quick to point that out to the umpire, and now we've got a 50-metre going back the other way. So Marnie from inside 50 has no one on the mark, will be able to play on if he wants to, does so now, goes short, attacking there, looking for Carson. Carson puts his hand out. Oh, umpire's paid it. We didn't have good control, but now he goes. Carson round the corner, goes forward, looking for Canavan. Good body work there from pace. Holds him out, but it comes back to Canavan. Has a running player, gets the handball up, but the player from the Belmont has dropped the ball, but it's now in the hands of Gallagher. High tackle, gets out of the pack, shrugs the tackle. Good body work at ground level by Canavan. Working hard, taps the ball back. Bogan's there, but it's come out the back now to Kennedy of Werribee. Tries to get round Williams, just gets a handball up. steaming out of the back line, goes back there to Pappas, who's back on the ground. Now with Johns, goes backward further, finds Ward. Ward looking for, trying to find Simmons it is, but the ball doesn't get to him at ground level. Gets the handball up, back there to Johns. Johns back to Simmons it is. Yeah, I'm getting kind of tongue-tied here. Now with Chug. So Chug, centre wing, goes over the top. They're making hard work of it. Pickett runs to the ball. He'll see the ball over the boundary.
Wing on the Colac Road side of the ground here. Tapped down by Moody, had to follow up. Got, well, it was unfortunate because he's given a trip, but in fact he tripped over the body laying on the ground. But I guess technically it's a trip. Handball quickly to Pickett now. Belmont Lions trying to move the ball quickly. Terrible kick from Pickett on that occasion, and found Joey Pace. Unfortunately can't take the mark now. It's a kicking in danger decision. It's against Roland Beck, and I think that was fair enough. I think he had his hands on the football, and it is Anderson, Bowen Anderson for Belmont Lions. Not a good kick up the boot. Oh, gee, there's a dead set push in the back to, that was Bogan, I think. He's had a hooker. If that's a goal, that is an unbelievable goal. Ash Bogan.
So back in the centre now, Moody up against Cook. Moody jumps early again, but Cook knocks the ball forward. Coming across the back of the pack is Sexton. Now gets the ball going back towards the centre half forward position. Out in front of the pack there was Ash Bogan again, but he's pushed forward. The ball's now at ground level. Nair working, does great work there. Gets the handball out. Bogan tries to dive on the ball, but Ward beats him to it, and he will be awarded the free kick for a push in the back. So Brad Ward, off half-back, has been pretty good back there today under the circumstances. Has what? He'll be his target. Going towards that player, but not a good-looking kick. And now pushing back from that centre-half forward position, takes another mark just backward of centre wing. Will go forward, long kick towards half-forward. Players coming out as Williams, but in front is Anderson. One hand up. Handball goes back now. Picked up there by Ward as he's trying to get his kick. He's knocked off the ball. Canavan picks the ball up, goes round the corner. Good kick towards centre forward. Smith going back with a flight. Probably not enough talk there from McCormick, and it's cleared away for the Werribee side by Kennedy. Kennedy goes short and will find Pappas running through the centre. Pappas now steadies. Nice looking kick forward, but just goes over the top of Reschke. Good work from Guinan back there in the back pocket. Doesn't pick the ball up. Now does. Gets the handball to Marnie. He looks for players running in support, but it only finds Watt's handball goes over the boundary line.
To play. Corey's got them just been a little bit more precise this quarter.
Ball's taken out of the ruck there by Rescue, I think it was, and had a quick shot on goal. Actually, it might have been Chug that's come across the front. Colbert, was it? And ball is kicked over the boundary line, out of bounds from the full, and the resulting free kick to go to Lewins right against the point post. So Lewins has the ball, has Tate just inside the goal square. He goes long. We'll get to the 50-metre line. Colbert again gets underneath the flight of the ball, comes to Cook, who tries to knock it forward, but McCormick at ground level picks the ball up, spins out of trouble, goes back by hand to Moody. Moody comes wider, looking for McCartney. He's got that player free and kicks the ball towards half forward. Williams, but for Stuka against Williams, does a great job and takes the mark off half back. Handballs over the top this time and finds Corrigan. Corrigan runs down towards centre half forward. Oh, it's a nice looking kick, and it's fine Quarrier just inside the 50-metre circle in the centre square, I should say. And now he goes long, going forward. The target there will be Reschke. Gets first hands on the ball now at ground level. Does well. Picks the ball up. A quick handball to Molivus. I don't think he was ready for it, but he picks the ball up. Goes back to Johns. Johns actually handballs it with one hand. I don't know how to do that, but he did it well. Got away with it now with McCormick. He's able to get the ball up, but I don't think he saw the jumper there, and it's gone back now to Chug. Chug has gone backwards. Short kick coming forward, and Colbert. Oh, good work from Tate. Able to get hand on the ball. Runs through the centre of the ground. Picks the ball up. Goes over the top to Williams. Williams tries to give the quick 1-2. Not good enough with the handball. Picked up there by McCormick. Now with Williams. He's with his strength. Gets the handball back to Tate, who's continued down the ground. Advantage has been called, but there's no advantage because Tate is tackled, and the free kick goes back to Hamey Williams. Inside centre square. We've gone 13 minutes, second quarter, and Williams now to put the ball deep into attack. Players lead up the ground. No one behind. Canavan could be a choice. He's going forward. It's a short kick going wide, and it's looking for Smith. Smith usually playing off half-back, now up forward, gets the ball, good handball inside to Celieris. He can't take the ball, but able to get on his left foot, kicks towards the goal square. Carsons comes out, can't take the mark, but done good work there from Pace. In defence, comes out, goes long towards centre wing. Pappas is a target, but going back with the flight also is Jeffrey. Takes the mark, round the corner he goes. Patton's just on the ground. He tries to take the mark. Now he goes back after it. Handball's up. Only as far as Bogan. Bogan kicks round the corner, back to the top of the square. Players misread the ball. Gets through, goes towards the bad line in the far pocket. And I think Cook will be glad to see the ball
into the game. You can't run with the footy and try and hit your targets when it's so windy, I guess.
Well, from the throw-in, came to the back of the pack. Still inside forward 50 for Belmont. There's a kick off the side of the boot and an easy defensive mark for Pappas for the Werribee Central side. Gee, he's kicked it out into a contest out there. 2-1 favours the Belmont Lions. Picked up there and handball forward. Good work there from Jeffrey. His handball went to Gallagher. Gallagher looking for a teammate, and it's picked up there by Smith, and that was kicked off.
That's a good point, and they just seem to be trying to hit targets rather than tuck the ball under the arm and run a bit with it.
So Festuca brings the ball in. It's a long kick outside 50. Comes at ground level. Nair picks the ball up. Goes back by hand. Finds Moody. Moody again trying to get that extra handball in. He's obviously a player who doesn't kick the ball a lot. Comes out now from Werribee in defence. Goes wide, and I think too wide
as well. So, but they'll all come good, and it's not the best of days for that sort of work anyhow.
So Sexton kicks the ball in. Goes short. Finds McCormick just on centre wing again. McCormick with not a good looking kick going forward. Players across half back is picked up there, and the ball is going to come back towards Beck. Doesn't dive on the ball, gets the ball out through the back of his legs now. Still at ground level, works hard, picks the ball up. I think it went to Molivus in the contest. Feeds the ball out, comes to Anderson. Anderson tried to get it round one player. Falls in the hands of Gallagher. Gallagher runs towards the goal square, but going back with the flight, I think it's Pappas, and he takes the marks. Oh, kick smothered in the goal square. Has to go back after the ball. Gallagher does well. Slides underneath the pack. Can't pick the ball up. Picked up there in the forward pocket by Bogan, it was, I think. Tries to get a shot on goal, but the contest is pretty tough and close.
They're not clearing it as well, but at least they're putting the pressure on their forward kickers. This is a good goal.
Ball has been thrown back into the play, come to the back of the pack, and Anderson it is. It's swooped on the ball.
Yeah, similar build, isn't he?
Yep.
In the middle, Moody was back on the ground before he got a twist to the footy, but Werribee get the kick inside forward 50. There's a whistle on play. The Simon Calvert is a man on the ground. He might have been the man in front, and he's the man who is going to get the free kick. So
he went down pretty hard, and he's got a fair bit of tape on his shoulder. I think he might have.
And I think he's been out. He might have been out since the last time we saw them. Didn't he do a hamstring that day? And he seems to have a lot of problems with hamstrings. But he's got the free kick, the opportunity to kick a goal. I think he might come good all of a sudden now as he's got the ball in hand. Man on the mark's 40 metres out, but it's a very difficult kick with probably into the wind by the look of the flags at the moment. So Calvert now moves in. He's kicked it well. It's going to be very close. That's a fantastic kick from Simon Calvert.
It's gone second quarter, ball back in the centre of the ground. Moody this time jumps well, doesn't get the tap on it, comes to Sexton, running away from goal, but gets support from Jeffrey. Unfortunately, it gets a bad bounce. The pressure comes there from Ralph. Ralph at ground level, but Jeffrey's still working it twice as hard, picks the ball up, goes back to Sexton, now to Carson. Carson to Gallagher, running free, doesn't take it cleanly, has time to steady. Oh, it's a nice looking kick, and I would say that's a mark to Patton leading out from the full forward position. He takes the mark 35 metres out from goal, will kick from 40, and it's actually Warren.
Yeah, I thought I recognised the movement. He's been off for a little while this quarter, by the way.
He started off the bench second quarter, so
this is his first kick, I think.
This shouldn't be any trouble from this distance from Warren, so he comes in, just
guides
the ball through for a goal. So that's Danny Warren's first major for the
underarm and take a few risks.
So ball back in the centre. Cook does well at ground level this time. Takes his own ruck work. Gets it forward. Goes to Watt. Simmons coming the other way. Probably gets in his road. Picked up there by Lewins. He can't get an effective handball away. Falls back to Simmons. Running down the ground there. I think it's Chug. Gets the handball back. Goes to Simmons once again. Kick up forward. Oh, a good leap and jump there from Calvert, but can't take it. In the hands of Tate. Gets around the first player coming at him. Goes short and finds Gallagher on centre wing. That's better play. Gets the ball going quickly. Goes long. In front, Bogan. Can't take the mark. Ground level, Ward. Taps the ball forward. Tries to knock it forward. Caught underneath. Picked up there and fed forward, but only as far as Gallagher, who's got to the contest once again. Handball out to Bowen, but Bowen Anderson is picked up by Nair. Goes by hand to Williams. Williams gets around too easily there from Chug. Goes short, tries to find Warren once again. He comes out, feeds the handball, goes sideways. McCormick, he's tackled, goes back to Warren. Warren short, intelligent kick, but doesn't travel a distance. Goes to Gallagher, in the hands of Anderson. He tries to feed the ball out. Festuca's still got hold. Now comes down to Kennedy, clears the ball from defence, but only as far as Sexton inside the centre square. takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes long for Stuka from behind, tries to get the ball down, comes to Anderson, similar position as before, kicks round the corner, kicks a goal, and that is a great...
Those guys are so valuable to the team.
Forwards and making a game of it. But the ball in the middle came down to Pickett this time for Belmont Lions. Ball to centre half forward for the Lions. Nair couldn't take the mark and is taken out wide for the Werribee Central side. And there's a good defensive mark to Chug, backward of centre. Holding the play up, decides to kick it inboard. Looks for and finds Cook. Cook now takes the mark, nobody on that mark, and decides to run a shocking kick towards half forward, but a fantastic one-handed mark to Pappas. He's just the man on the mark's on 50, and Pappas, one of the youngsters. There's a good kick, it's an up and under, unfortunately. He's going to land ahead of the goal square. Big pack there, Calvert up high, can't take the mark. Belmont Lions, they come away with a handball to Marnie. Can't handle it, but he follows up very, very well. He drops the footy. No, he was tripped first at the umpire.
He was prepared to concede a kick now.
Yes, well, he knew he dropped the footy. Now he decides to defend it right across the ground, looking for and finding a teammate out there. That was Gweenan. He, shocking kick, looking for his coach out there. Can't pick it up. Finally comes out by hand to, well, finally Moody. He's going to have to kick it this time. Where's he kicked it? Almost over the fence, but Pickett saved him. Took the mark just inside the boundary line. Half-back flank for Belmont Lions. They bring it inboard a little bit, but good mark in the middle of the ground to Jason Festuca. Up high, Festuca's kick goes towards half-forward Marnie. Over his head, back in the pack at Simmons. He's beaten by Chug. Handballs to Simmons, but good interception, Harmy Williams. And Williams now kicks to the open spaces. Carson leads in the race for the footy. Oh, if he can get it, he's got Marnie on over the top, doesn't use him, goes instead to Jeffrey. He goes inboard, and good handball on this occasion's come to McCartney. McCartney now to Nair at half forward. He can't take the mark. Numbers with the Werribee Central side as it comes to ground level for Stuka now. He's in the open but can't pick the footy up. Handball over the top, and that goes astray also. Now it's Bogan once again. The ball was about to be kicked goalwards for the Belmont Lions. Unfortunately, the siren sounded and it is half-time. So opportunity went begging. But at half-time, the score reads Belmont Lions 8 goals, 9-57. They lead Werribee Centrals 2. So we're underway. The ball in the air. Neither side a clear tap away. And again, I make the point, Moody seems to be up and down before the ball gets to him. And he's really got to get that right. As Belmont Lions immediately Jeffrey out of the middle. There's another handball that's missed the mark, and probably that wasn't a difficult handball, but they're putting pressure on the ball carrier, and Werribee Central's having real problems getting the ball inside forward 50, which they now do. And he's a much better player, Laurie. You made the point when he was running in that second quarter.
Yeah, he's definitely got to run. He's got to get involved.
It's a glorious kick from Tate into the bruise. It's gone towards centre wing. Mark again dropped at ground level. The ball now kicked along the ground. Werribee get the footy up, try to make something out of it. Finally, it comes to Corrigan, and he gets a kick. Goes towards half forward, but good attack on the footy there. Sees the ball brought to ground. Williams can't handle it. For Belmont Lions, running through was Calvert. He's brought to ground, and gee whiz, it's a real battle royal out there as the ball Lewins it was tried to get the football up, and gee, it's developed into a real scramble. Now Williams takes them all on, crashed his way through a pack, gets a handball to Pickett. That's better looking football for the Belmont Lions. Is coming through as McCartney goes towards the Bogan there. At ground level, does well. Bogan picks it up. Oh, he's under real pressure as he kicks forward, and good work there by Warren. Look for a free kick, wasn't there, and the ball's 20 metres out from the Belmont Lions goals, kicking into the bruise in this third quarter. It's a real scramble as the ball now comes out to Nair. He can't handle it. Player tackled high was Gallagher. I think the umpire saw it the way I did, had his head down, the arms over the shoulder, and Gallagher for Belmont Lions will get the free kick 40 metres out directly in front. I guess they train here. He'll know whether he can get the distance, and looks to be certainly going to have a go. So no score at this point in the third quarter so far, but Gallagher now for Belmont Lions with an opportunity. Moves in, good looking kick, going to be offline to the right hand side. That's the first score.
Will go long and go wide, usually does so, and that's a nice looking kick heading out towards Cook. Yeah, does well, jumps back with the flight of the ball, doesn't take the mark. Kennedy front and square, picks the ball up. Now it comes down and picked up by Moody. Now with Mollivis of Werribee, goes back to pace, looking for some options coming past, doesn't have that. Gets around now, goes towards half forward. Goes over the top of setters and gets the handball back to Gallagher. Back in the hands of Williams at ground level, but coming the other way is Johns. Johns at ground. Dale gets the handball out in front of himself. Good pressure from all the time.
No, it's as I say, we're given the excuse today that it's pretty windy out there, but handballs you ought to be able to control a little bit better than that.
So the ball's come back into play. It's been kicked forward by Gallagher. Now it's across half forward. Comes into the hand of Nair. Nair gets a kick round the corner. Bogan's the target, but going back is Ward. Ward running with the flight of the ball. Picks the ball up, has support in Pace. Pace now gets a kick round back off half back and finds Simmons. Simmons goes towards centre wing, and Chugg by himself takes the mark. Brendan Chugg right on centre wing. Look to go long. Calvert's moving, but he doesn't go that way. What's the next one? Cook's in the centre of the ground. He looks sideways. Now tries to take on there. Kicks around the corner, but it's a poor kick off the side of the boot a little bit, and it's gone out of bounds on the... So Lewins to do the kicking in from half back. Has the free kick. Looks for options inside. Sexton moves for him. It's centre half back, but he goes longer now. Heads towards centre half forward. Anderson up in front of Festuca. Festuca from behind gets the punch forward. Goes to Johns. Johns goes wide. Calvert's made good ground. Going back with the flight there was Ralph, but gets in the road of Calvert there. Ball now at ground level. Picked up by Gallagher. He does well. Gets a good handball back to Williams. Now he spins, turns, goes wide, and Sexton's made plenty of space for himself out on centre wing. If he can trap it before it goes over the boundary line, he'll have time. Steady, takes a bounce. McCormick leads at centre half forward. He goes longer. Player there is Carson's the target, but going back with the flight of the ball is Simmons, but the freak's kick's going to go to Carson's for a push in the back. So Tom Carson,
Nearly 52.
has done extremely well there. Got the free kick inside 50.
I think he blowed his whistle though, didn't he?
And I think you'll find that this kick, he'll have a shot on goal, because his last shot was from a similar position. But no, he's going to go short. Leading through is Bogan, but he can't take the mark as Kennedy come back with the flight of the ball. Tries to tap the ball back to the hot spot. Williams there at ground level, picks the ball up, needs support, has that now, goes back to Bogan. Bogan on the right foot, he likes that kick round the corner at goal, only as far as Pace. Pace gets around or steps around the oncoming player, goes back towards centre wing, and it's a nice looking kick, but Sexton coming out of defence takes the mark, goes back by hand, finds Pickett. McCormick further down the ground, inside the centre square, takes the mark, plays on quickly, goes now towards half forward for Stuka, but over the top, reading the ball well was Cook, and he takes a mark. It's been called play on by the umpire, so there must have been a touch on the ball there. Bogan leads in the race for the ball. Coming in there from the Werribee side is the player in Mollivis, and he's natural. Ball thrown back into play. Shading the rise from the sun. Ball's one down by Nair. Goes towards Gallagher. Gallagher still at ground level. He does work hard. Gets the ball now to Johns. Johns goes back to Corrigan. Oh, Gallagher steals the ball. Gets a quick kick on the ball to Patton. Patton from half forward. Goes to the goal square. Disciplined kick, but unfortunately a bit too much depth for Williams.
The ball's deep in the attacking area for the Belmont Lions. Back in the pack, Williams immediately tackled by Festuca. That's a great battle. Umpire said no prior opportunity.
I think Jason might have gone on for Stuka actually. He said just seems to be following him a little bit just right at the moment.
So the ball now 40 metres out from the Belmont Lions goal. Not a good ball up by the umpire. Comes to ground. Pickett can't pick the footy up either. Gee, there's some mistakes in just...
Fair bit here today, I reckon.
So the ball from the ball in. Tried to tap it back there, but it's picked up for Werribee going forward. Now numbers with the Werribee side as Chugg picks it up. Decides to run, drew the player, handball over to Johns. Johns picks it up, runs to forward 50, kicks a long kick towards full forward, and well judged on that occasion. Reschke, a pretty poor effort from the defence there of Belmont on that occasion. Didn't get near it, and Reschke, 10-15 metres out, next to no angle, has an opportunity to bring the ball back bring the lead back a little as Rowan Beck fully clothed. Goes past Reschke, kicked into the man on the mark. Can't believe that. Dean Werribee.
Excuse me, I'm going to put my gear on.
8-10-58. That's Belmont Lions, the Grandy Cycle third quarter scoreboard.
Chance to maybe get another goal back on the board. Ball at ground level, coming across as Marnie. He can't pick the
Game time today.
Ball's come back into play. At front is Colbert, but I think it got won by Moody. Now down to the front to McCormick. He's flung off the ball as he gets rid of it. McGallagher at ground level. He's probably, again, as good as anybody, I think. And unfortunately, the free kick's going to be awarded. Oh, no, it's going to Moody. So Moody now, he'll look to handball the ball and does so. Goes back to Marnie. Marnie has time to steady. Way up his options, goes forward. Williams in front of Verstuka, but Verstuka, discipline play from the back. Goes, knocks the ball down, picked up by McCormick. Now to Anderson. Anderson, a long kick in towards Warren. Warren lets it ball bounce. Going back is Cook. Cook knocks the ball to Corrigan. Corrigan tries to go around the corner. It's not a good kick. It has effect, but it's only gone as far as Bogan. He gets the ball, steadies, but not enough, and sees the ball out of bounds on the full.
No, that wasn't. He got a little bit crowded right when he was about to kick it.
So Corrigan's kicked out to O'Leary. Oh, no, it's not. It's Anderson. Anderson has a chance to go for goal. I'd love to see this guy in the East Geelong colours and swap him around for a week. They wouldn't know who was playing. So the ball's kicked forward, but it's not a good-looking kick. But Kennedy doesn't make the job any easier. He drops the ball, picked up by Carson. It's gone up, and it's come down. It's been punched forward, and waiting for the ball is Nair at centre half forward. Has time to steady, but a great smother off the boot of Nair. Goes back by hand to Smith. Smith to Anderson. Runs in towards goal. He, too, has missed, gone to the left-hand side.
Having been collected from behind the goals, and Verstuka for Werribee Centrals will kick the ball in from the goal square. Called to play on by the umpire, and gets it out. Well, it was only a break into play. Moody, it's a nice tap down on this occasion, not to advantage. It went to Chug. Chug's had one bounce. He's had two bounces. Trying to run and carry the footy, and then kicked into the man coming towards him, and the ball is now intercepted by Belmont Lions, and the turnover has come to Lewins. He goes towards half forward. That's magnificent mark from behind by Carson for Belmont Lions. I think he's hurt the Werribee player there. The umpire, why has he stopped it, for goodness sake?
They do hurt, Eric, when they jump on your back like that and take the mark.
I mean, he took the mark and played on.
Yeah. There was nothing in it other than just a hard knock.
Yeah, that's right. That's Brad Ward, I think, and yeah, Carson was up high. He's probably umpires.
Yeah, wrong decision there.
Yeah, he's made life now difficult as Saliaris comes back in the ground. But Carson now, man of the marks, 53 metres from goal. He's kicked it back in the corridor. That's where it should be going. It's Williams going for the same. Oh, gee, the man in front, I reckon a ball up might have been a fair decision there. Chug is not happy at all. Both players had a fair purchase on the ball. And, well, maybe two umpiring decisions in a minute, because I wouldn't have paid that lorry, would you?
No, I think Chuggy might have a fair cause, have a fair bit of the...
So in the meantime, Williams runs in.
Oh,
it's a nice looking kick. It's a beautiful kick, in fact, into the bruise, and it's right through the middle.
I think in the first quarter you won't get it.
So ball back in the centre of the ground. The ball comes to Watt, gets a handball off, this time to Chug, looking for support, goes himself towards the goal square, but it's going to be off the line and through for a minor score. So Brendan Chug's first score for the afternoon. 2 goals for now the Werribee side. They trail 9 goals 11 Belmont Lions. Ball's been brought back into play quickly by Tate. Marnie does well, missed the first time, but went back and got it again. Goes round the corner looking for Bogan. Does well in front, Moody, but Cook reaches around and gets first hand on the ball, knocks it 20 metres down the ground at ground level. I don't know who it is, but I reckon it might be Gallagher. Picked up there by Marnie. He gets the handball, has support out wide in Pickett. Not a good handball. Comes across to Anderson. He now picks the ball up, goes long towards centre half forward, goes over the top, but coming out is Warren, goes right, left, then swings back. And he's a nice finisher, and that is a polish that the Belmont Lions so desperately need, and that is a nice guy. Them coming out backwards. Ball's up. This time, better jump by Moody. Was up there at the right time, but didn't get an effective knockdown at ground level. I think it's come out, and the free kick's not been awarded there, but Pickett picks the ball up, goes round the corner towards the half-forward line. Going out with Gogan. He can't pick the ball up. Back in the hands there of Patton. Kicks round the corner, and Williams marks in front of Verstuka. So Harvey Williams will kick from about 45 metres out from goal, and from this position, won't have any trouble whatsoever in getting the distance.
Well, he's coming up for quick kick number 12 and handball number 8, and his third goal.
So a 45-degree angle here, comes in, a nice strong kick of the ball, just guides the ball through. He's put his hand in the air as soon as he left his boot that time. So that's a nice looking goal, and now the
It's again Moody up and down, but this get the tap down, coming through. Good handball finally comes to Williams, back in the middle this time. Kicks on the left foot, looking for Canavan, and that's a good mark. Has the man running past him, Pickett decides to handball to him, but he's kicked it straight to Werribee, the ball into play. Chug doing the ruck work, down to Pappas. Pappas on the left foot, high, up and under, goes towards the centre of the ground. At ground level, Sexton attacks the footy. Unfortunately, it bounced off him and into the arms there of Ralph. On the left foot, round the corner towards centre wing. Ball will beat all players. As the ball comes in, Moody, arms locked, but gets the ball tapped down. Pickett tried to get clear. Unfortunately, not going anywhere. Umpire says, I'll have it. And we'll have a ball up on centre wing at the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. 2 goals for Werribee, trail Belmont 11-11 as the ball goes up again. Chug doing the ruck work on that occasion, comes to ground. Werribee, this time through Ralph, get the ball towards half forward, but defence good for the Belmont Lions. Finally comes to Marnie, has a bounce and then kick back toward the wing. Pickett in good position, drop the chest mark, recovers quickly, tries to get the footy up, now does. Handball quickly to Moody, has Saliaris running, and he kicks the ball inside forward 50, looking for Nair, almost a free kick. Yes, the umpire said it is. Got into, that was Corrigan into the back there of Nair, and just on the 50, half forward flank, back into the corridor. That's where it needs to go. Danny Warren, I would think a fair dinkum free kick. Oh, advantage paid. Handball to Anderson in the goal square, and the easiest of easy goals for the Belmont Lions.
So we've gone back to the centre. Umpires now about to throw and restart play. Moody taps the ball down only as far as Chug coming through Mollivis. Gets a kick forward, could have handball, but goes forward to rescue. He can't take the mark. He was in front. Gone and does well at ground level. Picks the ball up. Nearly has the shirt pulled over the top of him, but he's wrestling. Oh, he's been pinged there. He did try to get it out, but probably a bit unlucky there. And the free kick's going to go to Simon Colbert.
Resky's got the free kick and doesn't want it.
Oh,
Guinan did the right thing there. I think he handed the ball to the right player anyway. So Rescue, I'm doubting whether he'll get that close to the mark or try and kick a low stab kick, but from 25 metres out directly in front.
Come on, Nathan, kick it. You can do it.
Needs to kick a goal for the Werribee side. Comes in. That's a better looking kick off the boot. That's gone through for a goal. That's their third. Cook over the top there, gets the ball down only as far as Pappas with pace, gets away, kicks towards the centre forward. Sally Harris looked like he did a hamstring then, but Chug running onto the ball, has time to steady. Could this be 2 in a row in 2 minutes? No, it is not. Yes, it is. The ball has come back, so Brendan Chug.
Yeah, as it is very, very cold as well. That wouldn't help a hamstring, certainly, as the ball comes down from the ball up on that occasion. Picked up Pickett, immediately tackled. As the ball, well, there's a whistle on play, and the free kick, maybe the umpire gave them the opportunity to get advantage and didn't blow the whistle, but finally Pickett was certainly held without the football, and Scott Pickett for Belmont Lions in the middle of the ground, about to get us back underway. Don't know where he is running or where he's kicking. He goes to centre half forward. Warren took it, gave it away. Now on the left foot, just goes goalwards, and that is as casual as you like, and almost a brilliant goal. Grandy Cycle's third quarter scoreboard, we've ticked past 24 minutes.
So Versteegers brought the ball back into play, probably got a free kick to Moody there, but he wasn't given to him by the umpire. It's kicked round the corner by Simmons, looking for Allegona, but coming the other way is Lewin. This is more like the Belmont weather we know. So the ball's now thrown up, comes to the back of the pack. Pappas on the left foot. It's a nice kick, but that one's gone up as high and as wide and as long as he played. Does so, goes short, looking for Gallagher over the top. Mollivis, the ball did hang in the air. Colbert's able to win the ball back, but Tate works hard, goes to Williams by hand. Now back with Colbert. He hasn't got the ball and tackled. Ball comes out. Gallagher's there. They got 3 good players around the ball and with Williams. Now it's back in the hands of, I think it's Colbert once again at ground level. He can't pick the ball up. Tate dives in. Williams over the top. Umpire says, you've dragged it in, son. Free kick, Belmont Lions, and Harmy Williams to take the free kick. Plays on now, goes wide. Smith's the target, but behind him is Patton. Patton can't get to the flight of the ball, and it's Gogan that's going back with the run of it now, but Smith gets past him, knocks the ball in front of himself, but only as far as the bound.
Forward for Belmont Lions, kicking to the northern end in this third quarter as the ball comes back inboard. Handball's gone to Chug. Chugged to Molivus, he can't handle it, does well though, comes back on the footy, but Marnie, great tackle, and the ball is fallen loose, but here comes Werribee again, this time through Alagona, goes towards the full forward position. Mark can't be taken, but at ground level, Simon Calvert, he picked it up, had a pot match of the day, and at three-quarter time, Belmont Lions, 12-12-84, leading Werribee Central's
6 goals for you.
Ooh, big quarter for same thing happened to Winch last week. But we're underway here in the final quarter. Moody gets the tap down only as far as Johns of Werribee. He goes wide with the kick towards the Torquay Road side of the ground. So the ball now thrown back into play from behind Moody. Can't outreach Cook. Cook taps the ball forward for Werribee. Now it stacks on the mill. Umpire says, I'll have it. And we'll put the ball into play. We've been playing a minute in the final quarter as the rain starts to come down once again. Dale, see if you can get it away from that wing.
Ball on centre wing. The umpire throws it up, comes down as far as Simmons, but picked up there by Pickett. No, it's not. It's Sexton who got the ball, goes by hand. Now it's in the hands of Gallagher. Playing well, kicks the ball towards centre half forward. Not a good looking kick, but coming out to meet it was Carson's. Can't take it cleanly. Pace is able to pick the ball up. A tackle there by Anderson. He gets a kick off the ground, only as far as Cook on centre wing, but it goes through his legs. Smith runs back on with the flight of the ball and picks the ball up. Goes back towards the centre, looking for Pickett, but it overdoes the kick. Picked up by Alagona. Alagona by hand. Goes there to, I think it's Ward. Goes towards centre half forward now. Out in front, gone, and it's a good attack on the ball, but he's pushed off it. Comes into the hand of Watt. Watt round the corner, shoots at goal, all clear. One goal.
Once again, umpire puts the ball. Moody clearly won the tap down on that occasion. At ground level, Pickett picks it up, pushed as he kicked the footy. It's gone straight to the defensive side of the ground. Ball thrown in by the boundary umpire. Not a too good a line on the throw, but it's picked up by Harvey. Ball back into play. Moody and Cook. Over the top there was Pace for Werribee Centrals, gets a tap down. Williams emerges from the pack with the footy, runs a very good measure, kicks towards centre half forward, but in the way there for Werribee Centrals, Corrigan takes the easy defensive mark.
So Corrigan now from centre half back, a bit indecisive where he wants to go, goes back to where the ball came, and Smith leads in the race for the ball, but it gets through the back and over to Simmons and hits the water boy as he's running towards the boundary line, but it goes over the boundary line. I think we'd be looking to switch the ball back, Belmont Lions, to attack through this side of the ground. So the ball's gone now to the hands of Simons, kicks the ball, or Simmons goes towards Watt, inside 50, and he takes the mark in front of Lewins. Now this is a gettable goal because Belmont Lions were able to kick him from this distance in the last quarter. It's the right spot to be.
Get balanced straight over it in.
So Matt Watt comes in. It's not going to make the distance, going to land in the point of the square. Rescue from behind, but in front, Marnie, another good hand up in the air and takes the mark. Goes quickly to Gine, and now kicks outside 50, goes towards the centre square. Player coming up the ground is Anderson, can't take the ball, goes to Cook. Cook looking for support, handballs over the top. I don't think to anyone in particular, but head over the ball is Chug. Gallagher at ground level does well, feeds the ball out to Anderson. Anderson now round the corner, not a good kick, has a defied effect, goes to Nair, but he can't take the mark. Comes to ground level, picked up by Patton. He handballs back to Nair. Nair drops the ball once again. Picked up there by the player in Gogan, goes towards centre wing, Molivus. Oncoming player is Sexton, gets around him now, goes short, and Chug takes a mark in front by hands quickly. Goes to the player in Alagona. Alagona, a long shot towards goal. Bounces just outside the square. Comes back to Rescue. Has a chance to steady, but kicks the ball up, and it's gone up as high as it is wide. And Marnie in the other forward pocket has taken the mark. Plays on quickly. Again, a not good letting kick, but it's going to get to Smith. Not quite. It's going to win out in the boundary line. The players keep the ball in play. Chug on his knees. Handballs over the top. Comes back now to Quarrier, it is, who tries to get a kick forward.
In this quarter, Moody tap forward into the arms of Marnie. Marnie off a step towards the centre of the ground, and on his chest is Carson. Gets the ball back into the corridor. This is where it should be for Belmont Lions. Now they go forward. The lead has come from Nair, but it's over his head to Bogan. Bogan now, nobody in the goal square. He can have a go, but the wind's got hold of it. It's gone across the face of goal and will elude Patton. It's landed inside the field of play, and we'll have a ball in. There's attacking area for the Belmont Lions. Ball thrown back in. Back of the pack there was a good effort from Carson. He's offline, unfortunately. Scoreboard, 7 minutes gone as Festuca with a glorious long kick gets the ball outside 50. Moody from behind claimed the mark, not paid by the umpire. and that was a better decision because the man in front had a fair purchase on it first in Cook, but the ball was disputed. So in the air once again. That time Moody gets the tap down to that was Patton, and Patton into the full forward area. Oh, Danny Warren, again experienced, because Festuca had the footy. He corralled him, didn't he, Danny Warren? He wasn't going anywhere, and Danny, in fact, looking for the free four.
Umpire again throws the ball back in. Anderson takes the ball out of the air. I don't know what the free kick was for, but he reckons he must have been touched while he had the ball. I think that's a poor decision, but the umpire now allows play to go on. Comes back to the hands of Festuca. Festuca coming out of defence, goes short and will find Ward on centre wing. He's now looking for Watt further down the ground, and that's where he goes to. Ball's not a bad looking kick, but behind is Simmons. Makes good ground, but can't take the mark. Smith does so. It's a poor little chip kick, trying to find Marnie. Goes through his legs, picked up there by Quarrier it is. Goes short and round the corner and finds Brendan Chugg. Simon Colbert leading up the ground, and he takes the mark. So, Laurie, what do you reckon? 50-50, goal, point?
No, I'll have a good look. Yeah, difficult one. He's got to have got it in the right spot. If he gets it in the right spot, he'll kick it.
20-30 metres out, kicks on goal, gives it plenty of chance, but didn't come back with the wind enough. Belmont Lions 12-13 with Tate doing the kicking in. Goes short and finds Marnie. Marnie has Lewins running behind, but will ignore that player. Looking long. Moody will be the target. Goes in that direction now. Moody up, takes a good mark. Will look for the handball off. Has the option, but now waits for it.
Have a kick.
Now he has it. Goes back to handball with two Pickett. Pickett goes short and finds Williams inside the centre square. Now forward, long kick on the left foot, looking for Carson's. Well shielded there by Warren. Just stood his ground, and the player in Tom Carson's from 35 or 30 metres out will kick from 35, almost directly in front.
Yeah, well, that was a good play by Warren then. It's a bit of GFL footy there, wasn't it? Blocking a player.
Yeah. So Carson's now comes in, kicks on goal. It's not going to make the distance, but going back with the flight of the ball is Warren, and a free kick against Bogan there for shielding the player running the ball for Festuca, and Justin Festuca will take the resulting free kick. Goes short, has Kennedy, finds that player, takes the mark, goes back. Warren stands the mark, goes wider, short kick again, holding possession of the ball now. Johns takes the mark, still inside 50. Looking for players further down the ground. Doesn't have too many options except to kick to a packed situation, and that's where he goes now. Player will be Simmons and Cook in front, but behind comes Moody, comes down to the front, and Festuca takes the ball, able to get a handball back to Ward. Ward on the left foot, probably outside the field to play with his foot then when he kicked it. Marnie popped himself in front, and Luke Marnie takes probably mark number 8 or 9, I think, for the game, probably more.
16
Marnie
kicks and 3 handballs.
Goes short.
Luke.
It's a nice looking kick to position, finds Bogan. He's now able to play on, goes short with the right foot. Williams presents up the ground. This is probably in range for Harmy Williams if he gets onto a ball. Just right on the 50. Will kick from 55. Wind will definitely assist him with the flight of the ball. He's going back deliberately, comes in now.
Halfway through the point post,
Will kick from right on 50. It's a nice looking kick, going across the face and through for a behind. We've gone nearly 12 minutes last quarter, Buckley's Entertainment Centre scoreboard.
So for Festuca, for Werribee Centrals to bring the ball back into play. He's kicked the ball very steadily from the square as a mark taken by Joey Pace outside defensive 50. Handball quickly to Pappas, and Pappas the long kick towards the centre half forward position for Werribee, and good contest 2-on-2 here as Quarrier does well. Is for Werribee Centrals. Moody in front gets a tap down, but they can't take the ball away. Belmont Lions as it's taken toward the boundary as the ball thrown in back again. Coming through strongly is Chugg. He's done a great job for his team. Gets the ball to the boot, goes towards Calvert at centre half forward. He held without the footy, nose to the umpire, and now the turnover has come to the Belmont Lions side. Player that was McCormack was dispossessed there as the ball goes back inside forward 50, and Molivus takes the mark for Werribee Central's man in the mark 45 from goal, and he's got Jason Festuca looking for the handball going past, decides to ignore him and goes goalwards. He's only going to kick it halfway towards the goal square as the ball through the defenders for Belmont Lions work very, very hard to get it out as it's still, no,
That's
it's
a
out
try.
of play now, a quarter, as Calvert takes the footy behind the pack there. The kick goes towards the forward pocket. Chug working very, very hard. Ooh, very hard as he felt he was pushed into the fence there, or he was that time. He showed a bit of strength, but he took on a couple of them. You can't afford to do that. As boundary umpires the footy, field umpires in control, and the ball will come in front of the Social Club. 14 minutes gone, 5-5 Werribee, 12-14 Belmont Lions.
Ball thrown back into play. Guinan picks the ball up from that contest. Tries to get round 2 or 3 players.
He had
Drops the
plenty
ball.
of time.
And I think he's put the ball down at the top of the square, and the free kick will go to Brendan
Chuggy.
Chug. I think the tackler could have been young Cornish, but Brendan Chug with a bit of experience says, I'll take the free kick, son.
He's
gone back a long way too.
Kicks and 13 handballs.
Yeah, he's
Played a fair game.
been as good as any, I think, for the Werribee side. So Brendan Chug will kick only from 20 metres out, but he's gone back to about 45.
And he
Comes in. From 15 metres out, kicks on goal. He's gone all the way across a fair way. The umpire, no, it's going to be a goal.
So it's interesting as what's happened here. It's a free kick for some reason.
I think Moody might have been outside the circle.
Oh, was he? Oh, so the ball anyways kicked forward. Jeffrey, handball to Williams. Now Williams decides to have a bounce, take him on, kicks it to the lead there of Warren. It's a beautiful kick, beautiful lead. And that was training drill stuff there from the ball taken out of the middle by Harmy Williams, and leading forward, Danny Warren takes the chest mark ahead of his opponent. So man in the mark, 35 from goal, 45-degree angle, probably the benefit of the wind perhaps behind him as Warren now moves in. The wind doesn't bring that one back, and
back on it a bit too.
He'd be disappointed about that too. Got to play once again. Looking for options, decides to go to the defensive side, and why wouldn't you? It's a lovely kick off the boot. In front there was pace and takes the comfortable mark. The benefits of being in front. Kicks it long again. Now the ball in 2 kicks is over centre. Oh, that's a great mark to was it Lewins for no, Lewins gets a handball from McCartney, and here they go, Belmont Lions. It's into the forward half again, and what's that, bargain, one-hander, easy as you like. Decides to go now to the goal square, and they're all trying the one-handers now, are they? As Carson tried one as well. They've got the ball out of the danger area where Werribee, as it's picked up there and kicked forward by Cook towards the centre wing. Oh, coming through again strongly was McCartney. Decides to play on, gets tackled, goes to Moody. He gets the mandatory handball away, and the ball up high in the air towards the 50-metre arc for Belmont Lions. It's at half forward. Good handball out. Pickett goes out wide. They're mucking around with it, Belmont Lions, and finally comes back to Pickett again. That's where it started. Then he drops the ball. Umpire said no, play on. And it's a terrible scramble at the moment between wing and half forward. Blow the whistle, umpire. He does. And we'll have the ball up in the air. 17 and a half minutes gone. 6-5 Werribee. Trail Belmont 12-15.
So half forward line, or just outside the half forward line. Ball's thrown into the air. Moody taps the ball down. Picked off by Williams. Feeds the ball by hand. Only as far as Johns, I think, running back for the Werribee side. Knocked out of his hand now in the hands of Chug. Tries to fend off the oncoming player. Tackled on the ground, but Williams with strength tries to get the ball out. Doesn't do so. Ball still working hard. Pickett's in there, along with young player there in Cornish, but the ball's come back to that play now. Cornish, a kick round the corner, but only as far as Jeffrey, I think it is, on centre wing. So Christian Jeffrey goes short over the top, has Pickett there by himself. He takes an uncontested mark. Still outside the half forward line. Looking to drive the ball. Plenty of movement up forward. Waiting for the lead of Warren. Warren does that now, but 3 players there. Warren, the only one that stayed on the ground, picks the ball up, gets a handball, a high tackle, and that's been called by the umpire. So Danny Warren, from 30 metres out, almost directly in front, will go back and have a shot on goal.
Again, it was experienced Dale, wasn't it? He was surrounded by 3 Werribee players, let them all fly for the mark and stood on the ground.
Ball come down and away he went.
That's right.
So smart play, smart footballer. Danny Warren. I would think this should be his 3rd goal of the afternoon. So Danny Warren from about 30 metres out just guides the ball, but maybe driving it a bit too far across, takes the mark, steadies things up. Looking for options down the ground, doesn't have a lot, will go wide, and Simmons moving up from the half-forward line, takes the mark, backward of centre wing. Allegona short, ignores him, looking for further options deeper down the ground, has pace and also Cook backwards. I don't think they're playing for time already, are they? Yes, that's what they're doing. Goes back to pace. The only thing is they're not in front. So Joe Pace off half back, goes short. This time Kennedy by himself. Warren comes down, puts pressure and holds him up. Play man on man, Belmont, get the ball, that's it. Now we go wider, finds Cook, half back line, Williams stands the mark. Players still loose and running. Chug down the ground. Allegona's there, Cook's looking for and we're trying to find Johns, but the kick comes shorter and Brendan Chug takes the mark just inside the field of play. Has Johns just over the top, going to go there, short kick, dangerous, just inside the boundary line, travelled only just the correct amount of distance, goes back by hand to Chug, a long kick. Colbert's going to be the target, but it's a poor directly kick, and unfortunately Moody picks the ball off. Goes by hand to Marnie. Marnie, a long handball over the top, tries to find Bogan. Interferes with the Werribee player, but allowed to play on Mollivis. To Johns, back to Ward. Ward, outside 50. It's a left foot torpedo inside out, goes towards Pappas inside the square. He tries to grab the ball with his left hand, knocked down. Lewins goes back, finds the player there in Sexton. Sexton now to Carson's, working at both ends of the ground with Tate. Tate outside 50 to Bogan, in front, strong mark. That's Bogan right on the 50-metre line. Has players in the centre square, two players, Lewins, Marnie, one hand up, support there from Lewins, gets a handball down, only as far as Smith, he picks the ball up, gets around, has time to steady, a poor kick going forward, but off the fight of the boot, we'll say it's a good pass now, because it's gone straight to Harmy Williams. Williams, inside the centre square, long, Warren will be the target, there's that combination again, doesn't take the mark, picks the ball up, drops the ball, tackled, picks the ball up now again, has time to go back to Anderson. Tries to get round for Stuka, but strength does well. Tackles the player, gets it down Cornish. High tackle, allowed to go on. Umpire says go for the ball, boys. For Stuka, it kicks the ball up. It's tackled and will result in a ball up. 21 and a half minutes gone, last quarter.
So the ball now, half forward flank for Belmont Lions, kicking to the southern end. Went unattended there was Anderson, punches the ball towards half forward. Chug does well, draws a player, look away handball, but unfortunately the player wasn't looking either as it picked up there by Pickett. Handball comes forward to McCormick it was. He's had the long flying shot. He's been 17.89, lead Werribee Central 6.5.41. Buckley's Entertainment Centre. Final quarter scoreboard is for Stuka. Kicks the ball in and finds Ward. Ward now plays on quickly for Werribee. Kicks it towards centre wing. It's high. It's up and under. As eludes all players. Johns backing back. Picks the footy up. Nice little handball to a teammate there and finds Mollivis with a skimming pass. Mollivis now plays on. Goes to a one-on-one. Simmons, man in the at the front was Ward. He can't pick the footy up. It comes to ground. Gee, it's comes out finally to Tate. The handball is positive that time to the middle of the ground. Picked up by Jeffrey. Jeffrey for Belmont Lions to the centre half forward position. Overhead of players. Warren attacks the footy. Picks it up on the left foot. Goes goalwards. It's a good hook around, but it's not going to come back far enough. It's still in play. And a rush behind.
Lions finished this right off, but to Werribee's credit, they've stuck in there, and as you said, Eric, Corey Bant, happy with that.
And as you were speaking, Laurie, the siren has sounded. It is all over. And the final score will read Belmont Lions 12-18-90 have defeated Werribee Central's 6-5.